Hello, everybody. I'm Chilling3000 here, and welcome to the next episode of Chilling3000 Hangouts. This is episode 6, and today I'm joined by Mr. Drexl,
Hello, everybody.
and right down below me is Andrew Hawkins.
Hello,
Yes, let me switch my camera here.
everybody!
Alright, there we go. That's better. So, uh, today is a new era for Chilling3000 Hangouts because I've been thinking, um, let me see. Oh yeah, I got a message, but I'll get to that there. So, this is gonna be a new era. Hello there, Ben. So, what's gonna happen in today's episode? Well, uh, the new era is that now have a team that's gonna be part of 20,000 Hangouts. Before it was just me, but I thought it's time to grow this some more. So, folks, as you all know, also earlier in the start of the show, we had our which we still have. We have our EP, Phenomenal One, and also Brandon Martin over here is going to be one of the main um, bookers for the interview because um, for this show because we're going to be starting having interviews on this show from now on to get something a little bit new, and I think it's a good time to do it. And also right here below me, Andrew Hawking, who is going to be one of the main speakers for the interviews as well. And him and Charlie is going to be one of the main guests on here. And also Danny Lewis will be one of the official moderators for the show. So, first I'm going to start with Brandon. How are you doing, Brandon?
Well, I'm doing fantastic, David.
And what about you, Andrew?
Good.
Okay, there, Andrew.
I got a little excited. I had to build us a little excitement.
I know. I was just kidding.
And I don't know what this is, but we have Hey Man Charlie.
Yes, it is I, the tribal lady chief, the head of the ladies. Yes, I'm here to for all of you to acknowledge me as your tribal lady chief.
Yeah, but yes, how you doing, Charlie, this evening?
Oh, I am doing good. I just got back from getting the Whataburger, and again my bed's a mess because the old saying about being the tribal lady chief, your bed is never made.
Well, today, if you guys remember who has been watching Rate and Rave since October 2019, Rate and Rave had one of the first guests on here, and that would be Derek Drexl. And he will be returning here, but this time on 10,000 Hangouts. So this is the second interview Brandon will be doing for Drexl. And what's up, Burger? I know where he's going with that one.
Oh, I got it right here.
Oh yes, and sorry. What do you have to say about tonight's interview? Like, what is your thoughts about this interview going to be happening?
Well, I'll say this: David 3000 has gone legit, and at this point, David, you're too legit to quit. Too legit to quit. Hey.
Yeah. But what about you, Andrew?
David, you like one last thing I gotta say.
Yes.
I'm disappointed in you, though, David. Your first guest is an impressive guest, but why? Your first guest should have been the biggest star in the world. Me. But we'll talk about that.
But you're on here, Charlie. That doesn't make any sense, you smuck.
What? Well, I'm still waiting on Brandon's call to tell him, hey, I want the ratings draw. I want the biggest ratings pull, the biggest star in the world. I want Hangman Charlie. But I'm waiting for that call, like to interview me. But like Brandon just needs to, he needs to get his head out of his arse.
Oh,
He needs a real ratings draw. Like Brandon, I won't get you 82 views like another interview did. I'll get you 800 views.
It's not even possible. I mean, in our community.
What's in here? Really? They just gave me green pepper bites and put it on the darn burger? The frick?
He got ripped off.
David, I'll say this: I'd rather be ripped off than lose to Jay Houston. Andrew, with your dancing, this is why the Andrew Hawkins show was canceled. Oh, sorry.
Charlie. Enough of my show, all right? Enough of my show. Brandon's right. My show was a flop, and I don't mind that.
But we all love you, Andrew. Like not every show could be worse. Hey, look at it this way. The Hangman Charlie show back in 2017, 2018 was a flop. So I've been there, Andrew. I know what it's like.
Yes. And Drexl was supposed to be on the Android show, but I thought, why not put on this show? And I've never seen, chill streams having interviews. And
and let's be honest here. What bigger star besides myself could be hosting an interview other than the man of future, the prodigy, the mascot of the Hangman Outcast, the promoter of the Hangman Outcast, the loser of the King of Recess, David 3000.
Oh!
I mean, I know it's a real story behind that, but the thing is, I never really see chill streams doing interviews, and I thought, with the way we are as creators, being creative, having fun, and making something exciting for people to join every episode, I think this is a turning point to have interviews on chill streams, because think about it. When people do chill streams, not including the Hammy Outcast, because that's really a talk show, but with chill streams, like this one, Chill with Jordy, and just any chill stream in general, I never seen people do interviews, and I think this is a good time to do it. But so
where's the questions? I need the questions.
Oh, by the way, for the record, Charlie, before we do, the real king of any podcast is sitting right above me. Yeah.
Oh.
The real king.
And Andrew, show your new do. Show your new do. Yeah,
Charlie, I hate to break it to you, but Ren and Rafe have been on the podcast since almost 2 years ago. You've been on your podcast for a year. A year.
Andrew, we're about to hit our 1 year too, but think of it this way. We've been here less than the Rant and Rave podcast, and we've been owning them every single week.
Oh, and by the way, and everybody in the live chat, whose titles is the best? Either Brandon's or Charlie's?
And here's the other thing. I'll say this right now. If we really wanted to, not only could we take out the Rant and Rave podcast, but I am confident that we can also take out both of us on the sofas.
Charlie, I hate to tell you this, but
Jerome and Gary and all of them would be crying to me once every week they lost me. That is a fact. Eventually, me and Tom Willis will be the king of all podcasting.
I hate to tell you this, Charlie, but Rand and Rave will definitely come back. Definitely will come back. Right, Brandon?
And according from my services, I think the Thursday Night Wars will have a big change. Am I right, Charlie?
A big change. Well, Rant and Rave has some impressive guests coming up. They have J-Man's Le Dip Shite coming back. Let's see. The Glory Hog, the ratings, the self-proclaimed ratings draw, even though he's the only draw he is when he's chilling. All that good stuff, So really, like,
I meant the idea I told you privately.
Oh yeah, the best of 3. Well, here's the other thing, Sweet David. It's not going to be a best of 3 because we're going to win 2 straight months in a row. Or 2 straight times. Even if Brandon gets a win tonight or next week or whatever, we only need 2 wins to win the first part. Like David's idea is like doing a 3-parter, like a best of 3 of the Thursday Night Wars. We only need 2 more wins to win match 1.
Actually, Charlie, I hate to break to tell you, but when Random Wave will win this month, like 4 Thursdays, Brandon and the other game Random Wave will bite you in the butt.
That's if they can. That's a big if. Think about
my prediction that the Random Wave will definitely come back and trail about 1, and then we'll get June for Random Wave. So how's that?
I'm sorry to say this, but I can't take a guy seriously who had a flop a variety show seriously. If David told me this or all that, like I can't even take Brandon seriously at this point, especially with that hoodie. But if David told me, I'd take his opinion better because he's a man of success. Because where has he been the last 3 weeks? Who knows, Brandon? Think about this. Brandon,
Charlie, I hate to tell you this, but
wait. Brandon, think of it this way. What if David 3000 is the real ratings draw? What if it's not Randy West, Danny Lewis, Brandon Martin, Eric Lima, whoever else you have on there? Maybe it's David 3000. That's the real ratings pull for y'all. Who knows, Brandon? So maybe you let go your ratings pull to us. And, so who knows? Because Brandon's going to be back on there next week for episode 46, the 1 year anniversary, 1 year of Anarchy with a special start time of 6 p.m. Central, where we're having an hour-long pre-show. And 15 minutes before the show goes on the air, we're going to make the return. It's a scoop for the David 3000 Chill stream. We're going to have the return of the Rave and Rant podcast with your hosts, myself portraying J-Man's Ladipshite, and, of course, the king of the strippers, Bonetown 69, Andrew Hawking. I'll be portraying that. And David, if he's able to come in, he'll be playing Brandon Martin.
I hate to tell you this, Charlie. The reason why Brandon Martin haven't been there for 3 episodes because he was working. That's why. Because Brandon Martin, he's working and he has to earn money while he's working. Am I right, Brandon? Am I right?
Yes, and plus, I am not a coward for running away.
Yes.
Brandon, you're not a cow for running away. That spot's already taken. J-Man's Jits. Excuse me. Sorry.
Hey, bite your tongue, Charlie. Bite your tongue.
Like Brandon. If anything, I will give you all the shit talk. David, you knew it was coming. All the shite talk. No matter what, you ain't a runner and you ain't a quitter. I'll at least give you that.
Yes.
And at least you have even though the Rant and Rave podcast is the laughing stock of the YouTube world right now, but look at it this way, Brandon. I'd rather be a laughing stock of the YouTube podcasting scene than be the Andrew Hawkins show. Too soon.
Charlie, I also gotta say, bite your tongue.
So that's his new line. That's his new line where he says, instead of saying, Charlie, I'm going to get you.
Yes!
Hey, Michael, how'd you know? I'm wearing my Scooby Doo shirt. Hey, Michael, I can't watch
it, Michael. Good for you. I'm proud of you for that. I'm proud of you for that.
I'm on the Hangman Outcast tonight. And of course, after you realize that y'all lost to the Hangman Outcast yet again. Or is Michael going to be on the show tonight, Brandon?
Well, he's going to take this week off because.
Well, Michael, if you're not busy, if you're not busy, you're more than happy because we don't like kick people out because of guests. We welcome We welcome anybody to come in. So we're not like Brandon, Michael.
No.
Andrew?
Oh, no. Charlie, you got it all wrong.
Hey, Andrew, if you wanna come on the Hangman Outcast, the real, we don't kick you aside. We don't bring you in just to fill in and then kick you to the curb. We'll always welcome you on the Hangman Outcast.
Charlie, I hate to tell you this, but I've been on Red and Rave so many times as a guest and also a co-host.
I know it's been a long time though since you've been on the Hangman Outcast. What better time tonight? We're gonna have Amy.
But I will be back only for special occasions.
All right. Then we'll see you next Thursday on the 1-year anniversary show. You can play yourself on the Raven Rant podcast in 15 minutes before we start the show, and then we can start the show off right.
And
right. David, is our guest here already?
Confirmed. Andrew is going to be on Hangman Outcast next week. Anyway, let's go.
Well, actually, the guest will be here in about under 15 minutes. So, yeah.
All right. Less than 15. All right.
Which I think Brian already sent the link.
Andrew. We're supposed to be doing Q&A, right? I got a question for Andrew. We talked about this before we went live. But, Andrew, I got the most important question. More important than anything else in the world. Do you or do you not shave your arse?
No.
All right, Tom Willis, if you're watching, Michael Babardi, message Tom, tell him confirmed. Andrew does not shave his butt. Confirmed. We're going to talk from the Hangman Outcast. Brandon and Andrew don't shave their arses. Confirmed here on the Outcast. And Andrew, I got a question for you. Would you wear a pink dress?
No.
Okay. Now, Andrew, another question I have for you.
I cut points for Brandon for that photo. That's why.
Andrew, my next question is: would you dye your hair pink?
No.
Okay, my next question is.
You lose points for that photo as well. You lose points for that.
Okay, Andrew. Stupidest question ever, Charlie. I'm not your colleague, Tom Willis. Stop talking about drag queens. All right. So Andrew, I got another question. Okay, speaking of drag queens, Michael Babari has a great question. He just messaged me right now. Look at the message. Okay. Michael Babardi asks, would you do another guy?
No. Oh.
Okay. I got one more question for Michael Babardi. He said, Michael Babardi said, can you do the Go-Go Power Rangers?
Okay. Come on. Look, I just got here, all right? So let's enough of that trash talking, all right?
I'm asking you the hard-hitting questions, Andrew. Do you do the Go-Go? What'd you do to Go-Go Power Rangers with Michael? That's what Michael asked.
Why do you ask me this question?
That's not me. That's Michael asking that question.
I didn't see that question on the live chat.
He messaged me privately on Discord.
Michael, if you're watching this, please don't send any questions to Charlie, please.
Oh, wait, he's got another question. Hold on a second.
Hold on.
Brandon,
Sorry.
Okay.
I think we're done with that here.
I had a question for Brandon, though.
No.
Michael asked Brandon to stop sending him certain pictures of his genitalia.
No, Charlie. You're making that crap up, so.
No, this is the picture you sent to Michael.
Don't show it to.
No, oh well. That
like you see that right there, that little knife right there. Like you told him that was your junk.
No, that was your wallpaper there, Charlie.
I don't know what you're talking about. That was a screen. That was like, why did Michael? No, that's a saved screenshot Michael did of his own screenshot. So I don't know why he has your picture of your wang on the thing. But anyway, let's continue with.
I actually want to give the viewers the update on your copyright strike, Charlie.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay, so AEW contacted me yesterday. Let me know that they're retracting the copyright strike there. So good on AEW because, again, we did everything under fair use. And then the other update is that and that'll be removed within a week. So that's not, the video has not been brought back yet because of the fact it's going to take a week. Now the other video, the David St. Trump directing Arthur Woodson's Hamashaw. That one was removed as well. However, that one is not. I'm not putting that one on the channel anymore because we don't want to have butthurt little boys crying again. However, it is up on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So if anybody wants to check out that video and see Arthur do the Hamashaw to Papa Bonos, that's fine. But you can still see all the other David St. Trump videos like Andrew Hawking. You can see Jay Manzajit. You can see Brandon Martin. And the final one, the series finale of David St. Trump's Directs, it's going to be Danny Lewis selling his red bubble to a prostitute. That's going to be the name of it. That's going to be the final episode of the David St. Trump adult film series. That'll be coming very soon. And, of course, it'll be starring – actually, you know what? There's actually 2 episodes. It's going to be because I never understand why David's ever asked me for him to direct one of a film with me. The series finale is going to be Danny Lewis, but the one beforehand is going to be David St. Trump directing Hangman Charlie. I was going to do Jordan and G4, but Jordan cried, so I decided not to do it.
My. Brandon Martin just uploaded his hype video.
Oh, Brandon Martin's into guys? Okay, I figured that. That's the hype video? Let's see.
No.
About time you do your hype video, Brandon. I was
yeah. At least, Charlie, at least to give some good news, I'm fully vaccinated.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Look at, but Brandon, what? Oh, you did a less than minute video too. Oh God, look at that. Look at your bald head. Oh God, I'm going to watch it later. But reminder, Red Rave. Look at that. Brandon's now becoming the AJ Styles. Well, guess what, Brandon? You know what that means? That means you're a tag team champion. That means you're a B+ player when you should be the world champion, like, of course, the tribal chief, Roman Reigns.
Oh my God.
You love it when I pull my
title. You got the wrong title.
You love it when Brandon pulls out his belt. He always does it right after I do it. He follows my lead.
You're supposed to.
Brandon. Hey, Brandon, I know you don't realize this, but you're one of my followers. Like, people say I run a cult here on YouTube. Well, if that's the case, you're one of the prime examples of my cult. The cult of Hangman.
Oh.
And I bet you as soon as I put this belt away,
my God.
Brandon will put his belt away. There we go.
I hate to tell you this, Charlie, but you had the wrong title, though, because Roman Reigns currently has the WWE Universal Championship, which is the blue.
Hey, Andrew, let's be honest here. This belt's better, though. It looked better on Roman Reigns' waist than the Universal title. That blue raspberry fruit roll-up.
Or I won't get into further detail, but that'll be talked about another story at another time. But
Brandon, we already know you and Jordan have a relationship. We already know that. It's all good. It's okay. I support you. And your love child is David 3000.
Oh.
David. It's okay. The 2 people you look up to the most are your fathers. Brendan Martin and Jordan Little.
Oh my god.
And your last name now is David St. Little Martin.
Oh,
Because Jordan always has to have his last name first. Just remember that.
Oh boy.
oh, jeez. Anyways, all right. Now here's all right. Last night, since my show is already flopped, and I just put my watching wrestling on hold for now. But instead, I'm watching. How many of you watched the Mask Singer from last night? David. Well, David and I were the only two. Here's the update that who got eliminated last night. If you haven't seen that episode, you have to see it. But whoever, and of course, David's got his picture, of course.
Oh no, I can't. Don't do it, Andrew. I don't like spoilers. I love the Masked Singer. No, I'm kidding.
But did you watch last night's episode?
No, because it sucks.
Oh. Well, you gotta watch. You gotta watch it because last night was the we're down to 6 last night.
Oh no, not 6. You know what?
It's not just 8.
6, 9.
It's not
6.
Charlie, it's not just any 6, but a spicy 6 because last night was Cinco de Mayo yesterday. I hope I pronounced it right, Brandon.
A spicy 6.
Yeah, because yesterday was Mexican Independence Day. Yesterday,
Mexican Independence Day. We're going to
We have our interview.
Oh, good. Oh, good. He's here. Okay, excellent.
Mr. Chairman, here is Drexl. Hello there.
How are you guys doing?
Hello there, Drexl.
Hey.
So, yes, we're happy to have you here on Chilling3000 Hangouts. For those who don't know who you are, would you like to tell us about yourself?
Pro wrestler, deathmatch wrestler, self-proclaimed homicidal artist. I've been wrestling for, 15, 16 years now. I'm based out of the Pacific Northwest, but I've wrestled throughout the United States, Canada, down in South America. So, kind of Pacific Northwest was where I'm based out of, and during the last few years, as the kind of resurgence of wrestling in this area has helped me to get more of a national presence. So, like last year, I wrestled for ICW No Holds Barred and No Peace Underground, and I'll be working for those guys in the future too. So, just doing my my lifelong dream of being a pro wrestler. So, just living the dream and having fun with it while I still can.
Oh, yes. So, now we're going to start with the questions. Brandon, do you have a question?
Yes, I want to ask you this before we get into all of your career and all that. How you been holding up throughout the entire over a year of this pandemic?
Really stir crazy. When COVID hit and all the shows got canceled, my list of matches that I had scheduled throughout, I think through March, April, May, and June, and it included Ricky Shane Page, Mance Warner, Casanova Valentine, Danhausen, Hornswoggle, who else? Oh, Papa Shango. I just had this list of just amazing matches that I couldn't wait to actually do, and then all of it was kind of just the rug was pulled out. And so I did help with some training and got in the ring a little bit up at Dragonplex school up in Everett, Washington, but my first match back, I think, was the death match that I had at ICW No Holds Barred. So it was kind of a trip to go I don't know. At that point, I think we were at 8 or 9 months, so I was probably 7, 8 months into the pandemic, and I hadn't wrestled at all. And I have to go into a match with more glass than I've ever wrestled in before. Like I've taken a glass spot here or there and had tubes hit over me, but I think. Me and Neil Diamond Cutter probably went through at least, I don't know, 50 to 75 glass tubes, if not more, with the bundles and stuff, plus barbed wire, plus it was pretty sick, crazy ass match. But for that to be my match back, I had a lot of pent up aggression inside of me. And then I did some the no crowd tapings for Without a Cause, which were more standard matches with just the other wrestlers in the crowd, because we were all coming in with testing, but with no crowd. And as most of the guys are treating it like, okay, well, there's no real crowd, I'm suplexing people on the floor, and like you literally hear the wrestlers in the background going, why do you do this? And I'm like, because it's what I do. And I mean, if people are going to see me online and you're going to release this as a show, then I'm going to give you Drexl. I'm not going to give a half-ass version. So that kind of led into, I ended up doing No Peace Underground and got put in the main event for Jamie Singal's horror show thing that she did. And it was me, Zicky Dice, and Colby Carino. And I ended up getting powerbombed off the stage through 2 sheets of glass and a door that were all set on fire. So that was my 2020. So 2021, I haven't gotten out that much. I'm waiting for Pacific Northwest to open back up, and I got a couple shows in June booked, and I've talked to some companies, so I'll probably be having some more death matches coming up. But if 2020 is any indicator of where my career is heading, yeah, I'm gonna get pretty sick and pretty twisted for my whatever my last run of my career, as I keep calling myself Old Man Drexl, because I kind of just, I don't give a fuck, and I'm just going out there and proving that. So.
Oh yes, and we actually have a question from Michael. Would you like to read it, Brandon?
Yes. Michael says this. What was it like working with Impact Wrestling alum Jesse Neal of Ink Inc.?
Jesse was great at the time. So this all stems from mine and Christina Von Eerie's relationship. If you look back 15 years, you can find some matches of a very young Derek Drexl, who is a manager just starting to wrestle more in the ring, against a brand new 16 or 17-year-old Christina Von Eerie, who had just started wrestling on the regular. And we got booked in kind of a feud against each other, kind of originally playing off the Fonzie versus Beulah match in ECW, and we just ran with it. So me and Christina have known each other for so long, and she's essentially my kid sister. She's actually on my phone plan, if that tells you how close we are. Even though she's married and lives in Canada now, she's still on my family phone plan. But she had started dating Jesse, and it was when I had moved down to Florida to go do the FCW school. And so I met up with Jesse through Christina, and at that point, Jesse had been teaming with Shannon Moore, but Shannon wasn't about to go do the Indies. Jesse wanted a partner on the Indies, so we got to work together for a bit as a tag team with Christina, and it was the three of us. We called ourselves the Bastards, and I had a great time. Me and Jesse thought a lot alike in the ring because we both came up with old school trainers, and he was a great guy to ride with. He always took care of me where I had no name going into Florida. He was being a Florida boy. He knew every promoter, and if it wasn't for him, I probably would have never been able to break into the Florida indie scene when I went down there. I would have been stuck working garbage shows and flea markets and stuff. But because of Jesse, I got to work for a lot of cool companies that got to see me and then booked me after that. Companies like Ronin and There was an ICW down there, and who else? A bunch of companies that aren't around anymore because it's Florida Indies and they change the names constantly. But yeah, Jesse was great to work with. I know he's not really wrestling anymore, but he seems to be really, really happy with his new girl and his kid and stuff. So I'm happy for him. That's what he's always wanted, was that family. So I'm really happy for where he's at in life now.
All right. Troy, do you have a question?
Yes. Is that a thing poster I see in the background?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a huge horror fan myself, and my question actually, my first question is, what is like your favorite horror film?
It's so hard for just one, but I'll give you a few top ones. I love The Thing. A huge fan of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 and 2 for totally different reasons.
Yeah.
What else? Devil's Rejects, which is more of a road movie, but it's just a phenomenal film. And I tell people that is the best way to describe a heel to face turn in a movie for anyone is watching Devil's Rejects, and you understand the wrestling terminology of making a face turn, because it's great how you can start off with movie with people that have dead bodies littered around their farm, and by the end of the movie you're rooting for them to kill the cops. So such a great movie. But
and it's funny also because House of Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects are kind of similar, where it's kind of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where it's two completely different movies if you look at them from, because
oh yeah, 100%. I mean, and I like House of a Thousand Corpses, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, he stole from this movie, which he's a first-time director. Great. I've enjoyed most of his stuff that he's done, but all of his movies, you see his influence. His influences are right there. He wears them on his sleeve, but I like a lot of his influences, so I'm all for it. I'll let him steal from it. I enjoy his movies. I love his character work, and I steal so much from Otis as Drexl. It's not even funny. So I definitely appreciate it. I met Bill Moseley a couple times now, and he's such a cool guy. And trying to pick his brain, he's like, "Man, I think you're way more messed up than I am." Kind of made me laugh and stuff, but.
Yes. So I actually have a question now. This is actually a two-part question. So people actually might be in this call familiar that you were on the Rent and Rip podcast back in 2019, which Brent here was the host of that. What did you think of that interview and your experience about it?
2019 was a long time ago. You're talking about someone who spent the first 8 years of his career taking headshots every single night with steel chairs, back before headshots weren't thought to be kind of bad. I still take headshots once in a while. I remember the interview being all right, but I couldn't tell you a single specific thing from it. I don't remember, I remember doing some interviews down in Florida where I took over the interview, because a lot of people don't know, before what actually got my foot into pro wrestling was I was a morning radio DJ. So if I end up on a podcast or a show and the host kind of starts not knowing what to say, I'll just take over and I'll just tell my own story, because it's much easier than sitting around and waiting for someone to get a question out. So I don't remember anything bad. I don't remember anything stood out, but my memory is complete shit. I literally have people go, "Hey, remember this match that we wrestled?" And I'm like, "No, I don't. Where was that?" And they're like, "This." And I'm like, "Huh." I'm like, was that day 3 on a weekend road trip? Because it's really amazing how much, between headshots or when you are on the road and not getting sleep, how your memory is highly affected. If you start on Friday and you wrestle Friday night, and to get to that show, maybe it's from Portland on average, a lot of my shows are 4 to 6 hours away. So maybe it's 4 to 6 hours away. I get to that show, I wrestle, I come home, I sleep for a few hours, or I don't come home and I crash on someone's couch or floor or my own vehicle, drive to another place, kind of just eat on the road, eat like crap. Get there, wrestle, then hopefully I'm starting to head towards home by the Sunday show and then make it home Sunday night. But when I wrestle up in Canada, that's usually 7.5, 8 hour drive minimum each way. When I do the Cali trips, it's 9 or 10 hours each way. So my weekends are mostly spent in my car, and then if you total up the actual ring time, even if I'm given like good amount of time for my matches and I'm getting 10 to 20 minute matches or whatever, or I've got a main event that's 30 minutes, that's still like you end up with an hour of wrestling for I don't know 20 something hours of driving around. You definitely don't get paid for the wrestling part, you get paid for the traveling part and the living on the road part. So
Oh yes. Now the second part question is, what is some of the best moments you had in your career?
um huh, I don't know. So feel good moments when I went and was down in South America, down in Paraguay for a company called Luchando. It was a new company that was coming, that was starting up. It was based. The company was based out of Canada, but they were doing their filming and for television down in Paraguay. And so a group of North American, it was me, guy Scotty Mack, uh, Jason Sullivan, one of mine and Jason's students, Kate Carney, and then Casey Spinelli, all went down there, and then Von Erie joined us later on in the season. But we essentially, they had no pro wrestling down there. The closest thing they had was maybe a backyard thing, but they didn't know what they were doing. And we had 3 weeks to get these guys ready to at least perform their first match for TV, and we managed to do it. And then ended up pulling an entire season off of TV with us being the only ones that were originally veteran wrestlers, and everyone else we were training from the ground up. So we ended up using a bunch of mixed martial artists, which at times could be very painful on a pro wrestler if you're not used to working on the snugger side and you're getting punched in the face, or a guy locks in a choke and doesn't realize how strong he is and you start going out, which happened a few times. But watching them, and then the difference in their life, because life down in South America is a lot different. The money that they made off of that and the exposure that they got off of that changed a lot of the wrestlers' lives for the better. And so to see like that whole process of a 6 month, for 6 months, I got to live like a king. I paid all my bills back here in the States while living down in Paraguay, and each and every day I taught wrestling, I wrestled, and then did TV tapings each week. And it was probably the best thing in my entire life. And then to see all the good that came about it also was one of the best things in my life. So I'll say
Very
that.
nice.
There's a few other, like when I first started off, and the first person I ever managed was Jimmy Superfly Snuka. That was pretty surreal and pretty crazy for Portland wrestling. And then getting to wrestle Tommy Dreamer was absolutely amazing. When I got to wrestle X Pac, that was another one that makes me like just pinch myself. Like, is this real? Like, he's a two-time Hall of Famer, and I got to wrestle this guy in the ring. And
Wow.
actually, it was, he might come back now, but at the time, it was probably one of his last 5 matches. I got to wrestle him at Defy, so that was phenomenal. So, getting to wrestle on one of the Juice and Liger finale, or one of his finale tour of his last shows that he was doing. I got to wrestle on the same show as him, and watching friends get to wrestle Juice and Thunder Liger was just amazing. With the
Oh
guys
yeah.
wrestling him at Defy. So I've had lots of cool moments. I really enjoy teaching wrestlers and stuff. I've got a student that I helped mold a little bit named Silas Mason, who's based out of Tennessee, who's now training with Dr. Tom Pritchard and working a lot of different companies. and just doing really, really well. And I'm super proud of him. And like Kate Carney's another one who did well in the Pacific Northwest, then went to New York, and I know she did some of the Women of Honor shows and stuff like that. So seeing students that I've helped out, seeing them accomplish stuff is pretty awesome. So even
Yeah.
because when I got in this business, I came in at the age of 30, and I honestly thought when I came in as an announcer because I was a radio DJ, and I thought at best maybe I'll be a manager. That was my goal. So I far surpassed any original goal I had in this business. So everything that comes along is just a gift to me. So
Very nice. Andrew, do you have a question?
Oh, it's about time as my turn is coming.
Oh
sorry,
yeah.
I talk a lot.
Yeah. Okay. I got a great question for you, and you're gonna love this.
All right.
What is your favorite music?
Favorite music? I would have to
Yes.
go with old school punk or like proto punk.
Oh,
Bands like MC5, The Stooges, Death, Ramones, Misfits, Dead Kennedys. Who else pops up nonstop on my little search thing? Um, that's a big joint right there. Up until like, I listen to newer punk, but I do listen to a little bit of all types of music from hip hop to metal to there's Hank 3 from his hardcore stuff to even his country stuff. So, I listen to a little bit of everything, but my favorite type of music is old school punk and proto punk, like the original garage rock type shit. So,
Oh
that's
yeah.
cool. That's cool.
Mr. Martin, your turn.
Yes. All right. Since you said the best moments, I'm going to ask this one. What is some of the worst moments in wrestling?
I don't know. I try to block those out of my head. Those are the ones that are like that's stuff you don't really think about. That's a match that fell flat. That's a match where okay, I don't want to bury anyone. I'm not about that. I'm not about like, but I wrestled this guy on this show, and like right at the beginning of the match, we had talked about, we'll do this. I'll come along to throw a clothesline. Duck it is as soon as I turn around, blast me. You're gonna cut me off there, and we go to do the spot, and he ducks the clothesline, but just barely ducks it. And I turn around, and he doesn't come. So I'm just kind of looking stupid, and that proceeded to happen a bunch throughout the entire match, where he can just forget everything. And by the end of the match, there was supposed to be some spot where I was going to pull weapons out of my jacket, my ring jacket, and I had skewers. I was going to try to skewer this guy. And so as I came out with my ring jacket, I put it in the back corner of the ring, away from anyone, away from the crowd. And there was a security guard standing right there, and I said, "Don't touch this." Granted, I am in Drexl character, but I'm like, "Don't touch it. I need this. Make sure no one touches my jacket. It stays right there." And they nod, and I'm like, "No one touches my jacket." I go to grab my jacket at the very end of the match to grab the skewers, and there's no jacket. And I look at that security guard, and I'm like, "Where the F is my jacket?" And they are just frozen, like, oh, and I'm like, "Where?" And I am just losing my shit, and I end up sliding out of the ring and throwing fans out of chairs and chucking chairs in the ring, and the poor guy, like, it ended up being like me and killing 3 different people, which it was supposed to just start off with the skewers, but then I went to go break someone's ankle with a chair. It got a little out of hand, and then I came back in the locker room and I just kept screaming. I was so pissed off. So there's one of the bad moments that I remember. Besides that, I mean, I always look at it. Some people can't come into this business completely cold, or maybe they have a sports background. I came in from radio. I came in from entertainment business, where I had already seen best friends stab each other in the back and knew how to conduct myself in public, and and just how to handle myself and treat this as a business and not as playtime. And so I came in a little bit different, where a lot of people, they just get disheartened in this over dealing with fans or dealing with the backstabbing or dealing. And I have to remind people, this is the entertainment business. You got to take the good and the bad, and you're going to get a lot of bad. You're going to get a lot of rejection. You're going to get way more people that don't respond to your messages about possibly getting booked than the companies that are going to say yes. So, and you have to take all those bad things. You can't let that all build up because it'll just go insane. So I find best to just, when bad shit happens, that's part of life. Life is good and bad. It's a roller coaster, and you just have to take the ride. And when you hit the bottom, sometimes you're like, all right, well, I got a whole lot of work to do to climb back up that hill, and eventually I'm going to fall back down, and then maybe that time I'll come right back up. But you never know. So you just have to go with the ride and let those bad things move on. So to move on that story, that wrestler that I had such a bad match with, I ended up having to wrestle him like 2 weeks later. And I literally asked the promoter, I was so mad over this match. I asked the promoter, hey, can you just book me against someone else? And they're like, yeah, I'll see what they can do. I got there, they're not booking me against someone else. So I wrestled this person, but I changed the match to make sure that they could not screw it up, so that at any given point I could tell them what was next, and that's how I played the match so they didn't forget anything. And I got to be a little extra snug and tight on all my holds and make them kind of stretch them out a little bit remember, I do have 15 years in this business, and even though I do play lunatic, I got some pretty solid actual grappling game that I can tie you up and make you hurt for a while. So he found that out. I felt vindicated. He walked away a little sore, but it's not like I went out there and injured him or anything like that. So yeah, that's my long-winded answer to a bad thing in my career. Injuries, a couple of injuries. My neck, when I did the Paraguay thing, my Paraguayan 6 months ended 3 weeks to the end of the 6 months when a guy went for an outside dive and came up short, and it was supposed to be me and two other guys who were locals to catch them. They didn't have the quick instinct response to shoot in as fast as I did because it's still new to them. So as I shot in and got my hand underneath the guy's head to turn it so he didn't go head first into the cement, his boot came down on the top of my head and gave me a stinger. And I laid there for a good 30, 40 seconds and couldn't feel my entire left side and thought, okay, you are now paralyzed in South America. What are you going to do? I got the feeling back, but I ended up getting diagnosed with 2 herniated discs in my neck. And so that took me out of commission for a while, but I was able to come back, rehab. Had to change my style a little bit. I try not to land on my head quite as much as I used to, but yeah, so those are the worst things in my career.
All right. Charlie, do you have a question?
Yes, we were talking earlier about, you mentioned about Otis being an inspiration to the Drexl character.
Yeah.
Are there any other horror-inspired, either movie, music, anything like that inspire the character that are kind of...
Oh, yeah. I take from everyone, but Chop Top is a huge inspiration. Bill Moseley in general, him and Gary Oldman are two of my favorite actors for their ability to fall into a character and make each character unique and make you forget who they are. But Chop Top's a huge influence. Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. I love to take the creepy sexual nature of Buffalo Bill and add that into my character in the ring. And sometimes it doesn't, like, I've taken a lot of shit for like dry humping people, or when I go for a pinfall, I'll just start. Some people catch it. I'll start kind of gyrating my hips as I'm going for a quick pinfall, things like that. Just weird shit. And I steal all that from Buffalo Bill, actually, as I come back, I'm going to be pushing the homicidal artist thing a little bit more, and you'll probably see a little bit more of um, I don't know, maybe some old school British wrestling, hold wrestling, but mixed in with a little sexuality and a little bit of sadism in it. I don't. That's probably about the best way. I want to make the art of violence actual art. So that's my goal, is to make violence looked upon as the same type of art as everything else. So that's my goal on that. But I don't know. I'm looking over at my toy shelf. Jack Nicholson, his ability in The Shining to just go from perfectly calm and then just snap. I love that. I use that in promos all the time. When I train wrestlers, I show them that on my phone, they have notepads. Like when I originally came up, I had met Roddy Piper, and Piper showed me this notebook, and one of his many notebooks he had where he just constantly wrote down little things, always writing down notes, one-liners, something to use in the future. Maybe you don't even know what it's going to be for, but you got it in your back pocket whenever you need it. Now with modern day smartphones, awesome. I do that on my notepad. So anytime I'm watching TV, movies, whatever, and I hear a good quote, bam, write that down. I see a good storyline or something like sucks me in. Oh yeah, I could turn that into a wrestling angle. Write that down. And so I have pages upon pages of just all like promo ideas or like match ideas, or I'll just see move combos, and I'm like, oh, I could switch this up into this, and I'll write that on that. So I just make notes upon notes and notes. So like I'm just looking at my toys and different things like that. I'll take from some characters the quietness of a Jake the Snake with the snap of a Jack Nicholson, and I start getting preachy like Otis, and by the end I'm completely losing my mind like Chop Top. So one interview, and during that entire beginning part, I could be playing with my nipple like Buffalo Bill. So throw all that in together, and that's part of Drexl. And then I watched serial killers. I watched a bunch of I just watch whatever I'm whatever kind of character I'm going to portray, because I also do a peace-loving hippie named Deadhead that sometimes Drexl gets hit in the head and he becomes Deadhead, who's a complete peaceful wrestler who refuses to hurt his opponent. He pretty much just does pinfalls and holds just to, hug it out. He'd rather just go kick around a hacky or something like that. And I steal from different movies, but I do the exact same thing where I just steal from my favorite stoner characters and turn that into more of a comedy, fun wrestling thing. But at the same time, I know how to wrestle, so I have to incorporate that. And this is such a art, and that's what I love about it. I love the art form of wrestling. So I'm forever going to steal from anything I see.
Oh, yeah. Andrew, do you have a question? I think this will be a good time for the final question.
Well, one more question, David?
Yeah.
All right. I was looking at my I have so many question cards I always carry with me. So I have the perfect final question.
Good thing you're never on a show with me, because I would walk over and I would take those cards and I would either put them out of order, because I love to do that to ring announcers. If I see a ring announcer put his cards down, I shuffle that deck immediately and then set it back down. One of the original pranksters when I joined Portland Wrestling was Buddy Wayne, and I would watch him do a lot of crazy shit to people, where I watched him hot pepper all the pizzas for the boys, where he hot peppered them all and just watched everyone say, oh God, I can't eat this shit. And then for one show, I watched a sound person literally spend 45 minutes tuning his entire rig in for this building and like just getting it all perfect. and he doesn't walk away for 2 minutes, and Buddy Wayne walks over and just turns all the knobs all the way up. So as soon as the guy goes to turn it back on again, it's just and just ready to explode. And Buddy's just at the back of the building. I look over at him. He just kind of chuckles and walks in the back. And it was just like, or Buddy would walk up if you were in the back and looking out the curtain at a match. Buddy loved to just push you, or if you were a wrestler waiting like for the perfect point in your song to come out, and you're sitting there behind the curtain like, all right, I'm waiting for the music to hit. Buddy would just push you out, so all of a sudden you just come stumbling out in front of the crowd like an idiot, like at a weird point in the music and shit. So yeah, I like having fun with people. I try not to mess up their matches, but yeah, I like to have fun with shit.
Yeah. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I love that.
All right, what's the question, Andrew?
All right, since we have one question left, and that's the question I've been waiting for. This is the question I've been waiting for.
Okay.
All right, where do you find you on social media, like Instagram, Twitter, you name it?
The Devil Drexl. If you look that up, you'll find me in just about every spot. Facebook, it might be under the Devil himself, Drexl, but pretty much it's Twitter / The Devil Drexl. Instagram is The Devil Drexl. That's I believe that's my YouTube that I don't really use. But that's all my personal social media. Another thing I'm promoting right now is a show that I'm actually producing, and I think it's next week or the week after I start my own segment on it. But it's Luther's World of Cryptids, Ghosts, and the Unknown. It's Dr. Luther from AEW. I'm the producer for the show, and then I'll be doing a segment called Defining the Unknown, where not me, but Drexl defines random terms from, like, ghost hunting or cryptid hunting, just random terms in the that whole those categories. It's Drexl giving the definitions, which is kind of fun. But it's really cool, having a blast during the show, doing the show. You can find that on YouTube under Luther's World of. But if you're into like ghost stories and Bigfoot and stuff like that, essentially what it is it's a bunch of wrestlers either telling their stories, or it's wrestlers reading the fans their letters about their encounters and stuff. And then we have some different experts that have that do stories about UFOs and Bigfoots and things like that. And got a guy that's going to be coming on the regular from over in England that'll be telling some of the stories over there, because every building is pretty much haunted because it's been there for 1,000 years and shit. So, but yeah, definitely you can check me out, the Devil Drexl, for myself, or check out the show Luther's World of.
Very nice. Well, I think that's gonna end it for the show. I want to thank you for coming on.
No problem.
And
thanks, you guys.
yes, and hope you have a nice rest of the day, and we will see you all maybe in the future.
Cool. See you guys later.
See you
Later.
All right. Well, there you have it. That was the Drexl interview, and I'm going to start with Charlie. What do you have to say about him? Because I think you already joined him.
Oh yeah, like actually, like especially because I wanted to ask him. Like it was still connected within wrestling in a bit, but I wanted to more ask him a horror question, especially after I saw the background. I was like, oh, okay, good. This is I didn't really need to start the question with these typical, are you? Because I was like, oh, I see you have the Thane poster in the background. So I was like, that was a good starting point to start off the question and all that. No, we're like, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much so that hopefully me and Tom are talking about possibly like with of course, the Outcast bookings, which is our new Twitter handle for bookings and all that. I wouldn't have an issue with trying to get him on the Hangman Outcast very soon, because I think that would be a very good interview, because I think we can not just talk about the wrestling side, but the music, because, again, we have similar taste in music, and then the movie side as well. I think that could be an interesting thing. So, like, you always you learn a lot from these interviews and kind of figure out and all that. He's someone I definitely wouldn't mind having back on here, Rant and Rave, or the Outcast, or whatever.
Oh yes. Andrew, what do you have to say about the interview?
That interview was awesome. I asked him a question as to what is your favorite music, and I love his music choice.
Yeah, you stole my question, Andrew. That was actually one of my questions. I was gonna. I figure when he said, like, you schmuck, you stole my question. But I will say this: when I had a figure, I had an idea what his music tastes were, and it was kind of in the vein of what I thought. So yeah, I'll say.
Well, that's one of my 5 question cards I put down there.
Imagine if this was on the Andrew Hawkins show. Andrew would have been like, "Okay, here's my cards."
Be like this. Why aren't you answering? Why aren't you answering my question? Ask me some questions. You know? No way. I can't do it right. Hold on a second. Why aren't you asking me questions?
Oh, jeez.
Go, like I'm about to go have a quickie and do the go Power
Oh, God.
and woman, if you don't want it in your butt, well, guess what? I want it that way.
Okay, enough of that.
Ain't nothing but tell me,
Charlie, can we continue? Can we please before I go out of control? Yeah, thank you, David.
Abusing your power, you schmuck.
Hey, you do that to me.
I hate to tell you this, Charlie, but this is David's live stream. He can do anything he wants.
Well, David, I will remember that next week on the 1-year anniversary special.
Also, I think Michael's question was good that he said at the start of the interview, which he could be here. But
I was actually like, I'm shocked he didn't ask what was your favorite Oreos. Because he's the Oreo boy.
Hey, how come no profile picture, Andrew?
I got it. Where's Andrew Hawkins gone? The real Andrew Hawkins is here. And I'm going to do a quickie. Yeah.
Don't even think about it.
So I'm going to sing I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys. I'm going to go and look up the lyrics. Yes, and I'm going to look up so I can sing I Want It That Way. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Where is it? Here we go. I want it.
Don't even think about it.
Okay. You are my fire.
All right, that's enough, Charlie.
Fire, believe when I say I'll
David, mute Charlie's mic.
Way.
Keep pressing the mute button, David.
Well, don't worry. Tomorrow, next Thursday, on the Raven Rant Podcast 3, we're gonna have Andrew Hawkins sing at least a portion of "I Want It That Way." It's gonna be a cover. It's gonna be the greatest thing ever.
No.
And then we're gonna sing another version of "I Want It That Way" called It's a parody by the Merkins called "I'll Kill You That Way."
Oh my God.
I'll kill you that way,
Charlie.
I'm gonna get you.
That's enough out of you, Charlie. You schmuck.
Andrew, bite your tongue. Okay.
I copied that saying from David. That's why.
Hey, Andrew, you should have said. I'm shocked you never said, Charlie, I'm going to get you.
I credit David for my saying. I give you credit.
Are you sure you're not Braun Strowman's son? You say like is next thing gonna say,
Oh.
I'm not finished with you. Choo choo.
That's enough, Charlie. That's enough out of you, schmuck.
Choo choo.
And I was
Hey
gonna
Brandon, why are you laughing? At least Andrew has a full head of hair.
Shut up, Charlie.
I gotta troll all of you.
I have this full of hair, all right, and I haven't had a decent haircut.
I
all right?
can't just troll Andrew and I can't just troll Dave. I gotta make Andrew don't feel like he's being cornered. So Brandon, take your hoodie off, show that beautiful bald head of yours, and just do your little wacky dance you do. And then while I'm sitting here with the real world check, 5, 4, 3, 2. There we go. Who follows who? That's right. Brandon Martin follows the real.
By the way, there's one thing that I added on the Creator Renegades Messenger already, and I put.
Yes.
I created a poll. So, which championship belts do you like, whether Brandon Martin's or?
Jose, you lucky bastard! You got Bugs Bunny, Space Jam Pop.
Whoa!
Right now, it's 2-1. Andrew voted for Brandon, and I voted for.
This is Andrew.
Hello, everybody. This is the Canadian Destroyer, Andrew Hawkins, and I want to give you a quickie. I want to give you the vote sex. Yes. Okay. Okay. I'll talk to you later.
Sorry about that. Somebody got a telemarketer and then hanged up. That's why.
Oh, okay. It was a stripper.
No. It was a telemarketer. I said hello.
A telemarketer stripper. I gave a stripper your phone number. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh God!
I gave a stripper.
Why do you do that, you schmuck?
Okay, I gave my strip club called All Stars. There's a strip club here in Santa called All Stars.
You don't know my phone number. You don't know my phone number at all.
Hey, I know all your phone numbers. I'll give you David's number right now. It's 810.
Don't even think about it. We don't publish. We don't say phone numbers during the live stream.
David sucks. Brandon's nipple. There you go. That's the number.
Denied.
Speaking of Brandon, I was going to try to ask him this. What do you have to say about the interview, Brandon?
Well, for a second time though, for me and my own take about this, it went pretty well though, to say the least. Talked about everything some horror related, along with his wrestling career and the other things he did.
Yes, and I think this has been a good episode and a great interview. Wait, speaking of interviews, this is not the only interview we could be doing today. Later tonight, in about an hour, we are going to be doing the Red West interview on the Red West podcast. And I am very excited for it. And, what do you call it? Danny is going to be on there. Eric is going to be on there, along with myself.
And David, and I can say, and then next week, tune in the next week on the next Thursday, May 13th, you will see a return to Rant and Rave. You have to watch and find out.
Oh, yes, return of Jordan Little, J Man's Chid, coming back to Rant and Rave podcast. And guess what? It ain't going to do a dang worth of difference to the ratings. Oh, by the way, check out, of course, later on tonight, we're going to have the Hangman Outcast episode 45 with our special guest, Mr. Money AD. We're going to have Crazy Amy make a return. We're going to have some vagina in that. Of course, Rant Rave with a bunch of salt. We're going to have a bunch of – Rant Rave always has a bunch of sausages. So we're going to have some fine class talent on the Hangman Outcast. And what shenanigans will happen, we'll find out. But I will say this. The only spoiler I will be giving y'all is a 6-0 victory for for the Hangman Outcast, which means only one more win to hold the title as the real world champion. Brandon will have to come on episode 47 and acknowledge me as the real world's champion, which I already am.
And of course, Ben says, watch out for Saturday for the Boggling 5, episode number 6, where I have to review a certain movie that I have to watch tomorrow.
Hey Ben, is it a Barney movie? That's a
question. See, this is why Ben is not pleased at you, David, about to bring that Barney back.
Oh no!
This is why.
Hey, Andrew, I may be a prick, an asshole, and a dick, but at least I'm not David. I would never, in my wildest dreams, make a parody video of I love you, you love me, just to troll somebody. But don't worry, Ben. Don't worry.
Sorry.
No, that was worse. You went after a person's childhood trauma. You being a porn director is cosplay compared to you going after a childhood trauma. But don't worry, David. Ben, you have my word. I will get David back for you, and it's gonna be the greatest comeback of all the comebacks of all time. Don't you worry, Ben. He will be crying, he will be screaming, and he will be singing I love me to try to hold himself while he's shivering from the shivers I'm gonna give him. Anyway, but check out the Hangman Outcast where you get the real world. And by the way, Brandon, I forgot to mention to you, and you could check out one of Arthur's streams, one of his last streams. Jordan did acknowledge me as the real world's champion of YouTube podcast. If you don't believe it, go back and watch it. No, I got the receipt. He acknowledged me as the real world's champion because of the fact that he knows in his heart of hearts that he has to come to save Rant and Rave from utter damnation. And no matter what he does, it ain't going to make a difference. See, look, he's shaking his head like a little billy goat. Anyway, he's going to, the fact is that it's not going to matter. Jordan, Sabu, Matt Taven, whoever you have in your plate, Gowan, ain't going to matter. The fact remains that every single week is that the Hangman Outcast is going to reign supreme. You've gotten so desperate, Brandon. You've needed Danny to do his promotion on his his Bubble Red, his RedTube, his Pornhub, his OnlyFans, all that good stuff. He's had to try to get as much people to watch because that's what you're going to need, Brandon. You're going to need an army to go against the true world champion. And and Dan may be right. My belt may be bought from Amazon. Maybe it's bought from Vince McMahon. But guess what? I get something that's represented in my big package, Brandon. You get something that represents of your small package, which is the same as Jordan. You know one thing you two have in common while you're perfect for each other? You're small where it counts. Well, I and Tom Willis, we ask the hard-hitting questions. Like, of course, do you shave your arse? Actually, Drexl cursed, so screw it, I'm gonna curse too. Do you shave your ass? How dare you censor me, How dare you censor me, David? That's that. Don't make David. I had a talk with you earlier about that one person who was around the same age as you, who was very PC. Don't be PC, David. Don't get mad. Get even. But anyway, Brandon, you're going to need all the help you're going to get. Because look at it this way, Brandon. The difference between your 60-second video and my 25-second video, well, of course, mine was technically 10 seconds with an intro. But the difference between you need all the time you can get to hype people up, because I don't need to, because look at me. I'm just sitting here. I'm relaxing. I'm cruising right now because I have no competition. Brandon, you need all the time you're going to get. And my advice to you, Brandon, one last piece of advice I'll give you. If you want a ratings pull, if you want someone that can get you views, for future reference, don't get Andrew Hawking, because if you get Andrew Hawking, you're doomed to fail. I could be on two shows at once.
Right there, Charlie.
Just ask
I stop you right there. Charlie, I hate to tell you this, but I don't drop. If I come to Random Rape, I don't drop ratings. I raise ratings.
Well, I was gonna say, like one thing you two, I've always said the common comparison with you and Dave is that sometimes y'all talk too long, and the more you talk, the viewerships go down. David knows this because I was looking at the viewership, so I had to cut him short. Like, David, shut the fuck up! Like, stop talking. You know, like the ratings are going down. We're gonna lose the rant and rave, and it's gonna be all your fault, David. I'm gonna blame you and all this stuff. But luckily, David understood because he could take criticism. If I call him a schmuck and he's sucking that straw very well, which makes me worried. But the fact.
Yeah.
Censor. Quit censoring me. Oh, I forget. I will respect one rule you have. Cut my camera off for this.
Do it again. David, take it off.
I was here first. If anybody has the power, David, take Andrew off. I was here first.
David, take Charlie off.
I've had your back more than Andrew. I've helped you grow.
No.
David, I shared your video on all social media. Andrew, did you?
On some occasions, yes. For David's server, yes.
But did you share this video that you're on today, right now, like today?
I'm going to after this video.
Oh, so you didn't want live viewers? Oh, David, you hear that? He wanted your show to fail. I
did not say that. I did not say that.
Oh, by the way, what do you call it, Ben? Thank you for that. But the fact is that, like I said, Brandon, if you win this week, you better be getting. Oh yes, you better be getting on your hands and knees and bowing and kissing the feet of David 3000, because that's the only reason why you were able to beat us. But my final word of next week, because I'm gonna have more to say. I'm actually going to make a longer video next week because next week's going to be an important show. It's going to be the 1 year anniversary, and it's going to be the return of J-Man's Legit. But my final word of Jordan, just like everything else he does in life, he's going to choke, and once again he will fall before Hangman Charlie, like always. So like that, and that is not a prediction. That is a spoiler, and you can believe that.
Charlie, I hate to tell you this, but Jordan's going to be doing. He's going to be doing great next week. All right, and he's not going to choke. He's not going to choke. He's going to do it perfectly next week.
I do believe that he's going to do great on his show, but the fact is that we are in a war. We are in a war to decide who's the better podcast, and if I win this week, Jordan will be the saving grace, and I do predict he's going to choke. But the fact is that once he does, I'll be there. I'll be there to pick the bones, as I always do, because I am an opportunist. I am a realist. I'm the realest man in this stream right now. David's not real. I can't see him. He's the long-lost son of John Cena.
No. Oh, wait a minute.
Hey, Danny Lewis is here! Yay!
Danny, like next week, because I know you're going to be kind of biased because of the Randy West tonight. So I'm going to ask you this question: next week, the 1 year anniversary of the Hangman Outcast versus the return of J-Man's Legit. Who do you think is going to win, in your honest opinion? Who's going to whether because Andrew's biased because he likes sucking on Brandon's little wiener. So I want to ask someone who is completely and utterly unbiased.
David, would you mute Charlie's mic, please?
I'm letting Danny
don't
speak.
mute Charlie. Don't mute Charlie.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. I think I don't know, man. Competing with the return of Jordan, that's going to be tough to compete against. That's all I'm going to say.
I at first I thought it was going to be, but the problem with Jordan is that he's been overexposing himself with all these streams to where the return is not going to feel as what's what I'm looking for? It's not going to feel as genuine compared to if he didn't appear on all these streams.
Fair points. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Did you saw some of the interview thing?
No, actually, yes, I did get to see a little bit of it when Drexl was on, and you asked him about his appearance on a very old episode of Rant and Rave from 2019. Yeah, he said he didn't remember too much of it, but at least the interview was out there for everyone else to see to go back and watch.
Yes.
So.
And also, fun fact: this was originally going to be on the Internet Hockey Show, but oops. But and I decided,
I'm just so excited. I'm just exciting myself for this Randy West interview.
Yes, and you see, I have something up in my sleeves.
Clever.
He's got his lotion.
No, I have something in my sleeves.
Oh, you got your napkins. Okay.
No, sorry. It's about the promotion.
He's gonna ask
cream cheese. It's about cream cheese.
No. It's about the promotion. I have an idea in mind as to what I'm going to say, and also the ideas for tonight's show.
Hey, remember our agreement though, David. Part of your contract, you still got to promote the Hangman Outcast, not on the show, but you got to promote it on your Discord and all the other stuff. So you got to do double duty with promotion, David. Remember who let you go and who applied you. No, I'm being serious though, David. Like that was part of our agreement. Anyway,
I think we should. We'll ask Randy West what kind of napkins and lotion he uses. No, I'm just kidding.
Not doing that, Danny.
No.
Does he use Kleenex? Does he what type of tissue does he use? All that good stuff. What type of lotion does he use? That's the bigger question.
David, you want to
ask that on the chat. Ask.
Thank you, David.
We'll ask him that on the chat. Not during.
What kind of cream cheese?
I don't even. What's the significance of cream cheese? I don't even know. I guess I missed that part. But anyway.
Because David.
Okay, sorry.
We'll talk about it off the air. Okay?
Yes.
And Brandon, I've decided to change my third topic, but it won't be that much of a change. So.
All right, that's fine.
Sorry, if you want me to promote your Hammy Outcast, let me see where the link is. It's episode 44, or 45, I think, right? Let me see. Episode.
Yes.
Okay, 45.
Danny, look at the private chat.
Oh. Well, who could blame him?
He also thinks milk comes from a woman's butt.
I did watch that. Yes, I remember that part.
Yeah.
I do remember that. Yes, I remember that. That was during the quiz between him and Jay.
Yes, I lost. But yes. It's okay.
It's okay, David.
I did ask him if he was breastfed. He said no.
I wasn't either.
So I could kind of get an idea of why he doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just put the Hammy Outcast on my server. You're welcome.
Oh, okay. Make sure to put it on David 3000. The Flex Network presents Rent. Oh, wait. Sorry. Put it on the Andrew Hockey. Oh, wait. Put it on the podcast. Oh, wait.
Can't prove, sorry.
Put it on Game Show Fans podcast.
Okay. Yeah, good. Danny, why can't I promote? Because I try to go on the promotion side of it, but it tells me I don't have permission. I've been meaning to ask you for a while, but I keep forgetting.
What are you talking? Are you talking to me?
Yeah, because whenever I'm on there, I'm trying to promote the show, but I can only put it in general, and then you tell me, Charlie, before you buy a Red Bull, you can't put it on there. And I'm like, okay.
There's a channel that's called YouTube. Do you see that?
Let me. I gotta get my phone. I'm actually smoking right now, but I'll look at it when I get there. But when on there, I'll look at it. If anything, I'll message you privately, let you know.
Yes.
But yeah.
That's on my.
Hey, David. Holy shoot! I see your new holder for your napkins.
Oh, you can see that.
What's that white thing right there, David?
That's just a charger.
Oh, why is it white though?
I
Why
don't
can't
know.
we black or brown, David?
I don't know. It's just from Apple.
Oh, that explains it. Apple's really racist. All their stuff's white.
That's funny.
Like,
I'm gonna tell him
hey,
so.
at least. Okay, what the hell is he doing now? Yes. Look at that. That's a real logo, not some Photoshop BS that Brandon Martin does. No offense.
Oh.
Gonna be tough.
Credit to Tom Willis for that logo, by the way. The mastermind. See, Brandon.
Can we wrap this up, please?
Brandon. See, this is why when you were looking for guests or co-hosts, you had to go in the bottom of the barrel because the Hangman Outcast already's got the top talent. Hell, I consider Danny Lewis more of a member of the Hangman Outcast than Rant and Rave.
Well, yeah, that's probably true. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because I unlike you, Brandon, I look for talent, and I see two people in this panel besides myself that represent talent, just in different ways. Like David, he is many things. He's a meme. He's the butt buddy of YouTube clout. He digs cream cheese is used for. But David is great at promoting and being the punching bag, the human punching bag of the thing. Danny, he's good at promotion and he has a personality. Brandon, you have personality. So, like, despite everything, you do have personality. Just needs to get beaten out of you a little bit every so often. Andrew,
I can't think of anything.
Andrew, I remember that one time you, let's not forget the greatest moment that you ever did. It's who could forget the time you roasted? I draw blank.
You couldn't even think of something, Charlie.
That was a joke. I couldn't think of anything.
You couldn't think of something. You couldn't even think of something.
Hey, Andrew, think of it this way. One thing you and David have in common, except David's is organic, you two are completely memeable. And you are the punchy bags of the Hangman Outcast, which is nothing wrong with being a punchy bag. Look at what David does. He abuses his chair. He throws his pillow that he probably dry humps at night. Andrew, you have your weird facial reactions like David. You you hate strippers, but you love the Backstreet Boys. So there's nothing there's nothing wrong. I see a Backstreet Boys banner behind you.
It's a poster, Charlie. It's a poster.
Banner poster.
You gotta get your priorities right. You gotta get your priorities right.
Oh, look, they even autographed it for you. Did you did you kiss Nick Carter?
Uh-oh.
David, cut him off, please.
I'm gonna end this so soon, but before we go, I want to say a happy birthday to Qatar.
Yeah, happy birthday. I'll mention that on Rant and Rave as well.
And happy birthday to Jose as well.
Oh, yes.
My favorite Canadian next to Mike. Oh, Andrew, I got another question. What else is behind you? Like, I see that shelf of stuff. I'm curious to see what's behind. What's that stuff?
That's more than my million. That's more than all this stuff.
Yeah, I see the Backstreet Boys. Oh, so you're a Backstreet Boys super fan.
Yeah, I've been a fan for more than 20 years.
Shit.
So what's your opinion on NSYNC? Oh, so you're when there was like the Team Backstreet Boys versus Team NSYNC, you're Team Backstreet Boys all the way, right?
Yeah, you're damn right.
Andrew, I got another question for you. Have you or would you ever get a Backstreet Boys tattoo on you?
I don't know about that.
Well, you get a tattoo of the Henry Outcast logo.
I wouldn't
No.
even do that.
But I will.
Yeah, I wouldn't
might get a
recommend you
tattoo
do that.
on a put Red Rave logo on my arm.
Ew.
Hey,
That's
I'm
like
doing
white.
it. I'm
That's
doing
green.
it
That's
for Fred
green.
Martin.
You know,
I'm doing it for Fred Martin. That's why.
Well, this is like
Red Rave right on my
Andrew,
right arm.
Andrew, I have a new name for you now. You know,
What?
David is the butt buddy of YouTube Clout. Well, I will name you the butt buddy of the Rat and Rave podcast, or also known as the suck up of the Rat and Rave podcast. It's okay. We all have. I have a few people who suck up to the Hangman Outcast. Hey, Andrew, you joined the same camp as Jay Houston. Both of you like sucking Brandon Martin's dick.
Oh! Felicia's here. Hey, Felicia. Hey, Charlie.
Yes, Felicia. Felicia's here. Hello, Felicia. Like Brandon. You gotta realize something. Brandon, did you see any women on your stuff? No, because Brandon, you had the hair to be a ladies' man. You could have been the newest incarnation of Rick Rude, but you know what? You threw it away. Hashtag rest in peace, Brandon's hair. I'm gonna be doing a eulogy on the Hangman Outcast for Brandon Martin's hair.
Don't even think about it, Charlie. Don't even think about it. Brandon doesn't like that.
Well, no. No, Brandon doesn't care. Jordan's the one that gets upset when we mention about him.
And I'll say it. I hate it, and I don't like it.
I hate it, and I don't like it. I'm living on a meme that's been 2 years old, and I can't think of anything else. So instead, J Man's Legit, is gonna parody Macho Man and Arthur because I can't think of anything original myself because I'm J Man's Legit. I'm too legit to quit. Too legit to quit. See, I really thought of a new name, a new catchphrase for Jordan. I'm J Man's Legit, and I'm too legit to quit. Too legit to quit. Oh yeah, that's Brandon's new name. Sellout.
We're gonna put that on.
Hey, Danny, you should ask Randy West what does he think of the Flex Network?
He's not. I'm not gonna. I don't know if I want to waste his time asking him about that.
Yeah. You don't want to waste his time on a bad business decision Brandon made.
Oh yeah. Shut up.
Oh, Brandon, I wanted to show you. I took a picture of that of Charlie.
Oh.
Hey, Andrew, it's okay. I have plenty of men masturbating to my pictures. Jordan's one of them, so it's okay, Andrew. Just,
that was 2 weeks ago. That was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, so you've been masturbating to my picture for 2 weeks?
Hey, when Brad Martin,
That's a pretty long one.
Actually, hold on a minute. I think you were here on the 2 weeks ago, right, Brandon?
Yes.
That's the time I took a picture. Actually, that's the time after. Actually, during your Heyman Outcast 2 weeks ago, I think.
Hey, Andrew, I did not condone that picture being taken. So, Andrew, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna flag every single one of your Andrew Hawkins shows. I'm gonna get your channel, take it down, get your channel canceled, and I'm gonna sue you, and I'm gonna take you to court.
No.
So you better get a good Canadian lawyer.
I think we should start preparing for Rant and Rave now, boys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they're gonna need all the help they can get. Ain't that right, Danny? Danny, think of it this way: Brandon sucks so bad that he needs the great David 3000 and Danny Lewis to come out of this.
Hashtag cancel Andrew Rockman.
No, don't cancel. Well, Charlie, I'll explain it. I don't know if it's like that necessarily. It's because, I think I'll just explain it during the show, but you probably won't hear it because you'll be doing Outcast. But we found this out.
We'll be checking in every so often to see where, see if y'all's influence and Randy West will improve Rant and Rave. I'll say this: there's more of a chance that this week's Rant and Rave beats the Hangman Outcast than next week. Because at first I was worried. I was thinking, oh God, Jordan's coming back. I'm so screwed. But then I realized Jordan's been overexposing himself. Not literally, thank goodness. on different streams to the point where his return to Rant and Rave ain't special anymore. Let's be real here, Brandon. He came on the Hangman Outcast before he came on the Rant and Rave podcast. So, that shows you he was going to be the interim co-host this week, but then he had a sore throat and he had to, bounce. So,
well,
it's
Charlie,
okay.
I'll just talk about if you just go back and watch the first half-hour segment before Randy comes on, I'm going to be talking about why I'm making an appearance. So.
Oh yes, and I will be wild because I am, even though I'm not like the biggest game show fan, I am interested to see how it goes. If I don't listen to it afterwards, I'll listen to it probably while I'm at work.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll just skip all of David's questions and all that stuff because
I don't know if we'll have time for David's questions, honestly.
yeah, because David's questions probably 45 minutes a question.
Yeah, and Randy only wants to be on for 30.
Actually, 20.
Well, we'll see. Maybe we'll try to stretch it to 30 if it goes well.
Like this is David, like Randy Race. I got the most spectacular, stupendous question to ask you. Okay, so while I ask you, I'm going to rub my thing with some.
What his favorite napkins and lotion are.
Anyway, that's going to end for this.
I abuse my pay word because I'm David.
That's
Who's watching Wheel of Fortune right now?